Hi everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. So, I did a poll on my socials and I asked you what you wanted to see, and I gave some options including some black and white creations, a metallic series. So I'll stop there because you know what won. I had a lot of votes and a lot of comments about playing with some metallics and doing a range of techniques. So when I plan something like this, I always have my special projects book. In fact, it's probably full of ideas that I don't always get round to, but this is kind of how I brainstorm and how I come up with some of the work that I create. So I kind of wrote down what I'd like to do for a metallic series. I'm going to do 5 different techniques over the next few weeks, so stay tuned and join me for all of those. And I'm going to use different metallic colours and also some ordinary colours as well, some blues and some purples, black and white, just to kind of mix it up a little bit. But I'm going to explore metallics and I'm going to explore different techniques to use the metallics with, including an open carp, a straight pour, a Dutch pour, a puddle pour, and a ring pour. So I'm really excited for this. I've got my ideas. Let's see if we can bring the ideas to fruition on the canvases. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's see what we can create. Today I'm using a 12 by 12 inch canvas. I have painted the sides and I'm going to do the puddle pour, but I'm going to use all of my metallics plus some black and white for this creation. So first off, I have sped up parts of this video because I want you to see the full process from start to finish. So the first stage to this process is I'm going to puddle pour some of these colours on the base of this canvas. There's no other paint on the surface area, so the canvas itself is triple primed, it's ready to pour on, but there's no base coat, there's no base paint on this. And all I'm doing is I'm taking one colour at a time and adding puddles of paint onto the surface. But I'm just concentrating mainly in the centre of this canvas. I'm not worrying about going to the edges of this canvas because what's going to happen is we've got enough volume of paint in the middle to allow enough stretch and tilting of the paint on the surface area to cover the full base. Remember, there's a lot more information in the description box below, including paints, the brands, the size of the canvas, and all my ratios. So I'm now taking my marble, and I always say this is the fun bit. So I'm just going to drop the marble in the gold puddle. And then I'm going to lift up my canvas and slightly tilt the canvas from side to side until the marble starts moving. And my intention here is to move that marble from one puddle to another by dragging the paint from one puddle into another puddle, and you'll see here that the marble is creating lines across this piece. So we started by adding some paint onto our canvas, and we're now using the marble to infuse some of those colours together by allowing the marble to go from one puddle and one area to another, dragging the paint as it goes and creating lots of lines on the surface. Once you feel you've got enough lines on the surface, just drop the marble from the canvas onto the table. I'll take you in now just so you can see the lines that have been created by the marble, and we're going to use those now to stretch this design out across the full surface area of the canvas. There's enough paint on there so I don't need to add anything else, and we're going to tilt this from side to side and stretch out this design. So you'll see that I pick up my canvas and I walk the paint across the surface, And what that means, I just do small tilts from side to side, allowing that paint to move across the surface without distorting the lines too much. And I'm getting a feel for where the weight of the paint is. So I continue to turn around the canvas as I go. I want you to see what I do. And I decide what corner to start with, and I allow the paint to go over the corners, down the edges and down the sides. I'm going to repeat this process until the paint has full coverage on the white surface area. And I'm going to take my time. There's really no need to rush this process. Just take your time, allow yourself to look at the pattern that's being created and the composition of all those lines against the block colours that are on that canvas itself. And what I would say is, once the full surface area has been covered by the paint, just have a look at it, have a look at the composition, and if you want to push any more paint off or down the sides or alter the pattern that you've already got, don't be afraid to pick it up again and tilt it until you're happy with the design that you've got. I'm really happy with this, so let me take you in now for a close-up of the wet version. You will see the block colours, and you will also see where the marble has helped create the lines and the infusion of that paint. I really love this colour palette. Working with metallics is a real treat, and that's why I'm doing this series. I'm just going to explore various techniques and different ways to use the same colour palette with an injection of metallic colours. I really love the puddle pour, and by adding the marble really adds those details that makes it both intriguing and interesting. Let me know if you try this, and remember, if you're enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up, give it a like, and let me know what you think so far in the comments below. And here's the dried version. It's dried really well. I love the balance of the colours that we've got. So we've got a copper, we've got a gold, we've got a bronze, we've also got a rose gold, and I love the balance also of the black and the white. That just gives it that extra detail and tone to this piece. So this is the first piece in my series. I can't wait to show you what else I've created and all the other techniques I've used along the way. Thank you again so much for joining me. I appreciate all of your support, and I really do hope I get to see you again in the next video. Have a great week everyone, and take care of yourselves. See you soon. Bye.